Hello, my name is Brian Robbins. This is my video reaction for the week over the video on intellectual properties. So the first thing I did, um, I looked up the definition of what an intellectual property is. And an intellectual property is a work or invention that is the result of creativity. The next thing I wrote down, the first thing the speaker talked about was intellectual property is the fuel that can power economic growth. He gave an example about how before the industrial revolution, um, whenever they first put the railroads in, like right before the industrial revolution, that area got populated because there was a system to where people can go get resources. They have to, you know what I'm saying, walk or ride a horse to go get resources and water. They could just hop on the railroad. So the area became very populated. And basically he was saying that it's the same thing for intellectual properties. It's this new system and it's on the come up, it's booming, and once things start get rolling, people's gonna start moving to these areas, and that region is gonna be more populated because there's more resources, there's more ways to get towards the resources, you know what I'm saying? The next thing I wrote down was our focus has shifted from physical to intellectual properties. That's just something that kind of piqued my interest because, maybe it's not exactly the same thing, but I've noticed in the past couple of years, everything has been like more virtual, especially like after COVID and stuff. People don't really carry cash around no more. Everybody uses card or Apple Pay or Cash App, Venmo. It's virtual reality games now. What's that? The Oculus and stuff. So yes, a lot less physical. Everybody's on this virtual reality thing now, so it kind of fits right in with the focus going from physical to intellectual property. Like I guess the next thing, you know what I'm saying. He talked a lot about patents in this. He also mentioned trademarks and trade secrets. A patent, it protects inventions from direct imitation for a period of time. I think a good example of this would be like if I get a patent for, let's say I, created this pen. I put a patent on it, like, hey, this is my pen. This is the design, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say somebody comes in, makes a pen, looks exactly like this one. Like I say, hey, I had this design first. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this design for 10 years. I don't know how long patents usually last, but I'm just gonna say 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this design pen, or I have the rights to it. So that's all a patent does, basically. Trademarks are phrases, patterns, names that can identify with an organization. Trademark, a good trademark example would be McDonald's. Like, I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can't create a restaurant or, fast food chain with the slogan, I'm loving it. I'm pretty sure when you already hear I'm loving it, you already think of McDonald's anyway. The Golden Arches, you know what I'm saying? You see the Golden Arches, you know that's McDonald's. You're not gonna be somebody else. Copyrights, that provides exclusive rights to the creator or original work of books, movies, songs, to the original creator. If you made it, that's yours. You know what I'm saying? Put a copyright on it and you have the rights to it. But copyrights can also be bought and sold too. Michael Jackson, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Michael Jackson is. Michael Jackson had bought the exclusive rights to the Beatles. At one point, he had like the rights to all their music. So I find that kind of interesting. And then he mentioned trade secrets. Trade secrets are formulas, practices, or designs that are central to a firm's business. Basically, that's like the Krusty Krab, or not the Krusty Krab, but the Krabby Patty formula. That's a trade secret. You know what I'm saying? Plane's always trying to get the Krusty Krab formula down. Everyone give it to them. It's a trade secret. You know what I'm saying? It's essential for the business. It helps center around that business. If that gets out, the business could be deaded just right there. Fun fact, I forgot what year it was, but a guy I think he had hacked like Coca-Cola, and he had found out like he found out some of their trade secrets. Like he found out the recipe to make Coca-Cola, and he tried to sell it to another company. I think it was Pepsi, for like $1 million or like $10 million, something crazy. And Pepsi actually declined it. They had told Coca-Cola what happened, and they got that guy arrested. So shout out Pepsi for being a real one. One of the things that he talked about Albany a lot. This company who's in the clean and green industry. Albany doesn't have a lot of workers, but they're still top 5 fastest growing in the clean and green industry. I think that's kind of crazy. That means like they really know what they're doing, and because this industry is still on the rise, in a couple of years that region's gonna be booming, and they're probably gonna be. I won't be surprised if they're like number 1 or 2 in a couple of years, because it's already so early, and they on top of it already. So another thing he talked about, the top 5 areas that has over $1 billion or has already made $1 billion, or they have $1 billion of goods and exports. Number 1 is Chicago. Number 2 is San Francisco. 3 is Los Angeles. 4 is New York City. And then I don't know exactly where Albany is, but he said Albany was number 5. I'm not sure if that's just the name of the region, or if he's talking about the company, but he said Albany was number 5. But besides Albany, I know the other 4, what they have in common. They're these big cities. You know, it's a lot of people that live there. There's a lot of talent in these cities, a lot of creativity. If you go to these cities, it's a unique experience. He even talked about Austin, Texas earlier in the video. Me personally, I've been to Austin. It's crazy. It's art everywhere. It's ridiculous. So these places have these talents, and it's these people. It's a unique experience. It's so much, you know, I don't want to say self-expression, but it's so much like diversity in these areas. So yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot more diversity in this top 5 right here because of the intellectual properties. And that's all I have for this week.